or most momentous AMA we've done yet.
I have
Because
to
there's a
agree.
ton of stuff in here. This is pretty dense stuff.
It is. We got a lot of stuff to cover, man.
Fantastic. Well, anyways, without further ado, let's get started here. For everybody listening in, um, please check out some of the stuff that Zeb is posting inside of Big Time General. There is going to be some graphics he's dropping in there throughout this discussion that's got some pretty intense level news. And those graphics will go pretty nicely with the way Zach and I are talking during this. So, without further ado, everybody, thanks for joining. I'm Matt, the Guild Guy, and I'm joined by Zach Rice, who is the Big Time Community Manager.
Hey, everyone.
So today's AMA is going to take about 30 minutes. We're going to talk about four things, then we're going to open up to the audience for questions. So the big time portion is going to be dense. We've got four big announcements. That's going to take about 15 minutes. Then we'll take some questions from the community for about another 15 minutes. So the agenda for today is number one, we're going to talk about your personal metaverse. Number two, we're going to talk about unwrapping your space. Number three, we're going to talk about the end of the early access launch mystery boxes. And number four, we're going to talk about the mystery box sale that's coming up here.
Yep. And as always, if you guys have questions, please post them in the NFT community chat in our Discord or post them as replies in our Twitter post that should accompany this AMA. And the graphics covering a lot of this information is going to be on our Twitter as well as in general chat.
Fantastic. So without waiting any longer, let's jump on to our first topic. So the personal metaverse. So we used to call this the personal pocket universe, the personal time machine, but now it's very simply called the personal metaverse. Big Time community, the personal metaverse is going to come out with the next patch of Big Time. Our team has been working on this aspect for several months, and we're super excited to bring it to everybody. So what does this mean? It means that you can access your starter area, which everybody in Big Time has, and you can also attach your space to it if you have some. So the decorative items for your personal metaverse will also start dropping, so you can start swagging out your space with those items if you find them in the game. And for those of you that are trying to build your big time space areas, now is your time to start. And that's going to come out with the patch here, which should be out here easily within the next week, but look for more announcements on that here soon.
You know it. And also to add on to that, as we covered in the economy reveal, the personal metaverse is your own private area. And some of the features we're not going to reveal right now because we want you all to play the game and find out all the cool stuff you can do yourself. But what we can tell you is this is the area you connect your initial space to. And I think Zeb is dropping that right now in general chat. So if you want to accompany, if you go down, he should be dropping those images and that will kind of follow it along with what we're talking about so you can follow it along. So that's the initial area that you connect your initial space to, and players can decorate and customize their personal metaverse layouts as well as host their friends, which I think is the coolest thing. I love kind of like inviting my friends over to my house in real life, so being able to do it in the metaverse, especially if they're not close by, I think is kind of the coolest thing. And right now, you can only have the weapon gem crafting robot and stash in your starter metaverse. And a stash is where you can store your items, and any item that go into your inventory slot can go into your stash. So yeah, and as Matt mentioned, the start of the personal metaverse feature comes out with the next big time patch, and that's hopefully the next week, which is like insane. That's kind of what we've all been waiting for.
It's kind of huge. I mean, I'm super excited. Like this is like the start of the big time, big area. So it's fantastic. Anyways, next topic, unwrapping your space. So when you unwrap your space, it unveils a theme and a layout at the time of the unwrapping. So for this next 24 patch, there's only going to be one theme available for your space. It's called the Evermore theme. And when you unwrap your space in the marketplace, and so you have to unwrap it before you can attach it to your actual starter area. So if you have an unwrapped space, you don't know exactly what the theme is on the inside, and you can't attach it to your starter area. But if you do want to start connecting it to your starter area, you can do so. But you got to unwrap it first. Now, there's only one theme available during early access, but there are going to be multiple themes and layouts available in the future. And as time goes on, we're going to keep adding more themes and more layouts. And so one of the things about layouts is that in a lot of our pictures of space so far, your space appears as four walls in a rectangular formation, but this is certainly not always going to be the case. Some of the space is going to take on some of the characteristics of our adventure instances, like a forest garden area, or it could even take on the look of like a black hole or something like that. Some of those spaces won't have walls, some will be outside areas. honestly, the main limitation of what the space ends up looking like is the imagination of our developers, and they are some pretty creative people.
Yep, and yep, 0.24 update. Yeah, that will be the theme for your space called Evermore. And of course, more will be added with later updates. That's what Big Time is really about is customizability, being able to make it how you want it to be and play the game how you want to play it. And Big Time is going to keep coming out with new layouts and themes. And when space becomes available in-game, some users may want to consider to unwrap their space. And if you wait to unwrap your space and more themes become available, you can get those new themes instead of just doing it now. So, but you cannot go inside unwrapped space or start producing cosmetic NFTs with an unwrapped space. So it's kind of an intricate balance if you want to do the themes now or wait for more to come out later.
This has been a pretty dense AMA so far, and we're actually just at the halfway point. And it's just going to get more dense from here. Um, So moving on, topic number 3, the early access launch mystery boxes. So effective today, we are no longer issuing the early access launch mystery boxes. So these are the boxes that we started dropping during the gold pass period, and they contained either forges, armories, or time wardens, and there were different chances of acquiring different rarities within each item. So each one of those boxes had a max total supply of 3,500, and to date, a little bit less than half of those are available for circulation. But starting today, we're not dropping any more of those.
Yep, and we are not going to burn the utility NFTs that were in those boxes. So the total supply of utility NFTs will remain the same, but this box is no longer going to be dropped. So that's really big news. Instead, we are going to issue new boxes, and new boxes may have different rarities for the forges, time wardens, and armories inside than that we had in the EAL box. And this kind of leads us on perfectly into our next topic for today.
Indeed, and again, just to remind people, Zeb has been dropping images pertaining to each one of these topics, and I can see people reacting in there. By all means, like read along as Zeb and as Zach and I are talking. Pretty awesome stuff,
Yep.
and it's in general. So before I cover this last topic, I want to open up the channel for people to start requesting to come on stage and ask questions. So start requesting right now. That way we can roll straight from that final announcement into the community portion. We're actually a little bit ahead of time. So topic number 4, holiday mystery boxes sale. It's coming December 22nd, 10 a.m.
Boom.
Pacific Standard Time. Boom, boom. Mic drop. Not really mic drop. Mic, definitely mic still on.
Stage drop.
Um,
Stage drop. There you go.
mic drop. And I'm back. Okay, so during the economy reveal, we mentioned that we wanted to sell a silver, gold, platinum, and a diamond box, but we decided to just sell a single box this December, and it's going to be called the Holiday Mystery Boxes. And we're going to do that single mystery box, and selling the 4 other different types. Inside that mystery box is going to allow player to obtain armories, forges, and time wardens from the uncommon to the transcendent levels of rarity. So we're not including the most common items, which are called common, and we're not including the most rare items, which are called unique, into this box. So all but the most common and the most rare types of utility NFTs are going to be inside this box. The holiday mystery box is going to sell for $49.99, and there's for sale there's going to be 4,500 out of the total supply of 6,000. OpenLoot.com is going to be updated with all these sale details later on today. If you have any questions about the OpenLoot sale release, please direct them to the OpenLoot Discord, not to just the Big Time one, but to the OpenLoot one, which I think we also have linked up here.
Dude, oh my gosh, now you can breathe. Now you can take a breath. That was insane. But that was a lot, and I think we all have some questions here, and I'd love to take a few. And as a reminder, each person is limited to one question. This will kind of allow us to get through all the people who are requesting to listen in, and we can cover a lot of ground very quickly. So, all right, how are we going to do that? How do we want to take the first person? This could be whoever raises their hand, or how are we going to go about doing that?
Yeah, so for everybody, just go ahead and request to raise your hand. I see 4 requests to speak right now. We're just gonna keep going in order, and then I'm gonna bring you up on stage, um, ask your question, and then I'm gonna remove you from stage, just so we can get to the next person here and we don't crowd up the stage. And if we have time at the end, we may bring people up again, but we're actually about 5 minutes ahead of time here, so pretty exciting. This is again pretty dense, pretty high quality AMA. So moving on, Kazawi. If I mispronounce that, I apologize. I'm inviting you up on stage.
Welcome.
Hey guys, what's up? How's everyone?
Oh
Doing
man,
great,
I'm doing
Uh,
good. It's a good day.
my question was, let's say for the early access mystery boxes, since they're no longer gonna be dropped or given away, did we reach the max supply for them? Like, what's gonna happen for the rest? Because I know we have a max supply of 3,500 for them.
We did not get to the max supply. We're at a little bit under half for all of them. So the boxes themselves were not the NFTs. Inside of those boxes were the Time Wardens, Forges, and Armories. Zach touched on it, but the total supply in big time of each one of those utility NFTs is not going to change. So it just means that particular box and that combination of rarities is not going to be sold. Instead, we're going to go for just this holiday one. Does that make sense? So the total number of utility NFTs it's not changing. We're not burning them. It's just it's going to be available in different rarities inside of
Mhm.
this new sale and with a new total quantity.
All right. Thank you.
Right on. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring up Morkai as the next one. And Gazawi, I'm just going to bump you back down.
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks
What's
for
up, man? I
this
like it.
update. Everybody's obviously on the edge of their seats waiting to see it. So, congratulations to the dev team. But my question comes to, you mentioned that we're going to have a chance to open up our space and see a particular theme now. I think you said the Evermore Academy. My question is, does this theme place any restrictions in the future to crafting from the utilities? So will I still be able to use that Evermore 6 months or a year down the track and still craft all the other themed based NFTs using those utilities attached to this space with this theme if we can't rewrap the space?
I see. Let me give you my best answer to your question as I understand it right now. Just keep in mind, we are still in early access, and some of this stuff we're looking for feedback on, and
Mhm.
it may change in the future. But here is the current plan as I understand it, is that the theme of your space doesn't have a restrictive ability on your ability to make cosmetics. It's just
Yep,
the layout of it.
that's what I understand as well, just visually.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Just
so
wanted
it's
to
not
clarify
gonna
that.
yeah. So but what I do want to clarify is because I do think it is important for this is um when you let's say you unwrap your space now in Evermore and as a theme. Well, let's say you end up waiting to unwrap it and more themes become available. Let's say there's Evermore plus the forested one. That's one of our adventure instances. Well, if you unwrap it when those others available, you may get that theme instead of the Evermore one.
Kind of
Correct.
rolling the dice instead
But
of
there's no
knowing
way
what you're going to
to
get.
re-roll or re-wrap your space. So it's what you basically you have to make a conscious decision that if I choose to unwrap it now, then it's unwrapped moving forward.
Exactly.
There
You
is
cannot rewrap it.
Okay.
yeah, there's currently no capability to rewrap it right now.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Right on. Thank you, Morkai. All right, I'm bringing up the next one. I think it's Life Eternal.
I love your profile picture, dude. Sick.
Thank you for having me up here, guys. And so the unwrapping process, does that mean it will no longer be sellable in the secondary market since you've unwrapped it now?
That is not the case. So on the marketplace, there's going to be a designation about whether a space has been wrapped or unwrapped. And so that will basically just be an additional feature inside the marketplace that revealed, but you can sell either one.
Thank you.
Right on. Thank you.
Easy.
Dong Steve, come on up. By the way, just as a reminder for people, if you do have a question, go ahead, raise your hand. We've got a few more left, but not entirely too many here. So feel free, come on up, ask your questions. And again, check out Big Time General. A lot of these notes are posted in there, and we're going to post a lot of it to Twitter here shortly as well.
You guys can scroll back.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
So I have a question regarding the sale that's upcoming, December 2020. Regarding the chance of the rarity, I know you guys have common all the way to transcendence. So I want to know what are the chances, for example, how much percent for transcendence versus exalted, things like that. And I want to know the total supply of the boxes that you're selling. And the other question is, if I'm revealing each boxes, what are the chances again for Warden, Forge, Armory, does that go with the regular sale that you mentioned on the paper, 45, 45, and 10%? And is it going to be 3 utility NFTs per each box?
Let me run through because there's obviously there's far more than one question in there. So um, the probabilities are going to be posted in a graphic. I admittedly I do not have them memorized. Oh, there we. Oh gosh, we've got Colin. This is like having
Yes.
here he comes with the
I'm here to answer the
information.
question. So the first
the
thing is
grand
you
poobah.
guys could go to the wiki page, which just got updated with the new variables. So the holiday mystery boxes are gonna have 3 utility NFTs, and the chances are gonna remain the same for the armory, forges, and time wardens. And the chances are disclosed there exactly for each of the rarity.
Okay, thank you so much. And what are the total supply of each box?
It's 6,000.
6,000.
It's also there on the wiki, yeah.
Okay.
And I posted on the general chat as well, the wiki.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. Shinbro, you're up next.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I
Hey.
see this picture here with the one vendor and one stash to store your items. Just wondering if that stash box is going to be something that we can increase the capacity, or maybe get another box as an NFT to just keep storing more stuff in, or is that pretty much going to be fixed?
Well, for this initial patch, there's just going to be that one stash, and basically any item that can go into your inventory slot can go into that stash. But for right now and for this kind of first patch, it's just going to be fixed. Admittedly, it is pretty large, so you should be able to store quite a few things in there.
All right. Good enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right on. Thank you. Great question. I'm going to bring up 3POC next. Shinbro, if you wouldn't mind dropping down. And again, reminder, if you have any questions, go ahead, raise your hand, request to speak, and we'll bring you up on stage here. And just another reminder too, we are still in this early access period. We're obviously still bringing in a ton of content, but we're always looking for feedback, particularly on this announcement and on features moving into the future. So if you have feedback on the economy or drop rates and stuff like that, the NFT economy chat, drop it in there. We always read that stuff. It means a ton of us, a ton to us. 3POC. Thanks for joining the stage. What's your question? POC, I'm not sure if you're speaking right now. I cannot hear you though. Maybe it's me.
I can't hear him. I can't hear him either, unfortunately. 3POC.
Yeah, I can see you muting and
How about
unmuting,
now?
but there we go.
All right. My fault. Quick question. Do you guys plan on having a future mystery box sale on top of this one?
It's possible. Yeah. I think the total supply of utility NFTs in the future is we're still not at that total capacity that we have in mind yet, but likely that we will have another sale in the future. But we don't have that kind of set on the calendar yet. A lot of that is still to be determined, but we can tell you with a high degree of confidence that there will be a sale on December 22nd.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Mr. Kai, bringing you up on stage here.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
A nice thing. One quick question regarding this holiday mystery box sale. Is it so? I buy one, I can immediately open and see what rarity and what utility I got, or it's still like you need to buy and wait certain amount of time until you can open these utilities. I mean boxes.
That question is probably best directed towards Khaled. I think I have an answer for it, but Khaled might be able to give you some more details on it.
Yeah, sure. So currently you won't be able to open it like now. Still, we'll need to wait until we enable the ability to open them.
Okay, thank you.
Most welcome.
In addition to that, while your starter area and your space you can start accessing in the game here with this next patch. The utility NFTs you still cannot yet connect to your space yet. That's going to come out later. Dr. High Voltage, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great, thank you.
Will certain size of space have a different look for the same theme, or like it has like different rarities?
The layouts of each of them vary significantly, and like their appearance varies significantly. There's like a general aesthetic theme, but it's not that, you know, every large large space of a certain rarity look identical. That is not the case. There are kind of multiple layouts and themes, or excuse me, multiple layouts and configurations and small details inside of it.
Thank you so
Additionally,
much.
They vary.
yeah, and keep in mind, like the way you can decorate your space is also coming out with this feature. So the space is really just a starting area. It's a room, and you can customize the heck out of it. There's a ton of stuff, and that a lot of that is going to be dropped in game. That's how you acquire a lot of those items, and that list of things to customize your space is really
That's
going to
probably
continue
the
over
best
time.
feature to make it customizable. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
right on. Yeah, I know
Thank
Zeb
you.
dropped some images on that too. Showed one example layout and it looked pretty freaking awesome. So, Dr. High Voltage, thank you. If you wouldn't mind dropping down, Destruct, inviting you up on stage. Destruct, you there? Can you hear us?
Seems you're muted.
Still got you muted. While Destruct
Can you
is
hear me,
bringing,
guys?
there we go. I'm
There
also
we
gonna bring
go.
DCG Charlie P up, but we're gonna wait for Destruct to finish asking his question. Destruct, go ahead. Good to hear from you.
Hey guys, Destruct from the Big Time Warriors here. Just a quick question. Once the mystery boxes are unwrapped, can they then, obviously they will reveal Time Warden, a Forge and an Armory or Armory. Can they then be placed on the marketplace? Like if you say collect a heap of armories or forges that you sort of don't need, yeah, can they sort of be sold?
So all of the unwrapping features for the utility NFTs in the future are a lot of those details have not come out yet, but the wrapping versus unwrapping stuff is still going to be up there. From my current understanding, Khaled can keep adding on to this. Is that you can sell it kind of as a box or as a individual utility NFT later on. Khaled, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. That's right. So even if you use it or hook it up into your space, you could remove it and then you could sell it as well. So we're not going to restrict the selling of it on OpenLoot.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. DCG Charlie P, go ahead, ask your question. I'm going to bring up Crazy Zen as well. Let me just clarify again for the audience. This sale, there is only going to be 4,500 boxes for sale. That's the actual total amount that are going to be sold. The total supply
About
of them is
6,000.
it is not 6,000. The total supply is 6,000, but for sale it's just 4,500. So yeah, I might have to tap on that a couple more times, but I see that going on in general chat. But DCG, go for it.
Hi there, can you hear me?
And clear.
Clear.
Cool. So my question is, what is big time? No, I'm kidding. So my question is, when we go inside of our space during early access, is that a more permanent representation of what it's going to look like in this next patch, or is it ever evolving by virtue of being in early access?
It's ever evolving. There's a couple ways I understand your question, but when you unwrap your space, that's pretty much the way it's going to. That configuration is pretty much always going to be the way that it is, or at least under our current model. It's early access, things could change, but that is still the model. And the customizability of the inside of your space is very much on you. I kind of like with any room or something like that. The room itself has one appearance, but what you put inside of it or decorate or add to it is kind of what gives it its real appearance. But right now my understanding is your space is not going to be mutable if you're looking for like changing the dimensions of it or something.
Okay. Cool.
Very cool. I'm bringing up Michael on stage and then Crazy Zen. Go ahead, ask your question. Welcome, Michael.
Yeah, so the question's for the holiday boxes. So if they're opened, do you get 3 of the same type, or is there a chance that you get 3 of each? And then will all the rarities be the same as you open it, or will the chance of rarities be different?
So maybe I could take that one, Matt. Yeah, so it's going to be completely random for the, like each one of the 3 will be pulled individually, not related to whatever the preset was. So you could have a Time Warden that is rare, plus a Forge that is epic, and so on.
Okay, cool, great, thanks.
Love it. Crazy Zen, great to hear from you again. Bringing up VTL on stage. He was the next one. VTL, welcome.
Thanks a lot, and thank you for this this stream or this Q&A. So I have a ton of questions, but I think that since I missed the first 10 minutes, I didn't really catch the whole announcement. So is there any way you will write this the details down in a post or a link that I could read, so not to waste everyone's time by asking a lot of questions you already answered?
I believe maybe Zeb is recording this, and then maybe we'll upload it on some other social media platform like YouTube or something.
All right. Okay. Well, that was it. Thanks.
The graphics will explain a lot. For sale and and box questions specifically, Khaled has done an excellent job of migrating from our previous economy information and moving it all into the wiki, so it's all consolidated. Great information on there. Everybody should go check that out. And we've got some posts and graphics coming out on it as well. But yeah, thank you, VTO.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm gonna bring up NK6I, and then we'll go to Morkai next. Because I think that's a repeat question for Morkai.
Oh, did you hear me?
I've been clear.
Okay, thanks of me. I have 2 questions, I think. How much is big time? I did think it's $15.
Big Time is a free to play game.
Free now?
It's totally free. If anybody told you otherwise, you let me know who they are, and I'll see them in Time's End, and I'll beat them up with my character. But no, it's a totally free to play
1v1.
game.
Okay, how I can find them link for download it?
How about this?
Well,
If you're trying to get access into the game,
Oh, it's over here on server or?
You can do !Ruby Pass in our general chat, and then you enter for a chance to get it that way, or you can buy space.
Look. I'm not from UA or something like this. My English is not very good because I'm from Saudi Arabia. Okay,
no worries.
so
How about this? How about this? You go ahead and you send me a DM here. I want to get you access into the game. You've asked a great question. And as a reminder for everybody, Big Time is totally free to play. So send me a DM access into the game, okay?
that's what I want to know. It's free or no? No.
Free.
Okay, thanks.
Great. Morkai,
Yeah,
over to
please.
you next.
Thanks, guys. Again, I'll be really quick with this one because I don't want to steal from any other people that it might just automatically pop up. But you showed the space with the couches and stuff in there. I just want to clarify, are we going to get a chance to have those couches drop in the world as NFTs with this update, or is this something later on?
Those in-space items are going to start dropping here with the .24 patch.
Let's go!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Right on.
Thanks, man.
Three Pac.
Hey, so I noticed that the craftable NFT max supply is different than the EAL max supply. Can you explain that? Because for instance, the common NFTs, it says 10,000 max supply, but if my math is right, you would need about 20,000 of those alone just to create the unique NFT. So how's that work? Do you cap it if there's so much already out there? Do you limit the amount that can drop of that particular NFT?
Yes, so probably I could take that, Matt. So the first question is why the max supplies are different between the EAL items, you're saying, and the craftable cosmetics, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so the whatever non-craftable cosmetic NFT will have its own max supply, and this could change, could vary depending on the type. Like this is not will not be like a consistent thing or something that is constant, as well as for the crafting. So on the crafting, like whenever we have something, we could set the max supply for it. Now we're doing it in an aggregate, or like all the craftables would have the same max supplies, but this could change. So there is no rule where they should have the same max supply. Okay. The second question is for how come a unique would require 20,000 commons, but the max supply is not that, right? So whenever you craft something using the previous rarity, what happens is that these NFTs would be burnt, and that would free up the supply. So you wouldn't need 20,000 that exist at the same moment to craft it.
Okay, so there is a cap though. As far as
There is a cap on a
at one time.
at one time, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great. We're getting towards some repeat questions here, and I am cognizant of the time. So I'm going to take the last speaker who hasn't asked a question yet, and I'm going to pass it over to Michael for some closing comments here. So Miss 369, bringing her up on stage. Welcome. Up
Hey
on
guys,
stage.
do you guys hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Okay, so my question is more about the space customization. Will there be an ability to customize it as adding pictures, also personal social links to the space?
I do not believe there is a way to post social links right now. And there are obviously decorative items that are going to come out with this patch. But just one thing I'd like to kind of keep in mind is like those space features and that ability to customize things in the future. What you see in this next patch is not always going to be the case. Like it will evolve, it will change, it will constantly improve. But with this initial patch, I do not believe that is a capability it's going to have.
Got it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Awesome, great. Thanks for coming up on stage and passing that over to Michael right now.
All right, hopefully this works. Cool. I had some tech issues this morning. Anyways, quick closing remarks to everyone. Just so you know, the website will get updated. When I say the website, I mean openloop.com will get updated sometime this afternoon, perhaps tomorrow or early morning, but most likely later this afternoon. I would recommend, if you do plan on participating in the sale, get your deposits in sooner than later. You guys know in the past we've had a ton of demand, and a lot of people had some difficulty getting deposits in. If you guys want to discuss the sale or you have any questions about the sale, we totally appreciate it if you could direct your questions in the Open Loop Discord, just because I'm sure that's going to be the thing everyone's going to want to talk about. And you have to remember, we're always bringing new users in, and most of the users want to know about the game. So that's basically it. Thank you everyone for coming. And we look forward to answering your questions and helping you guys with anything you need on OpenLoop. Thank you.
Great, everybody. In my last 15 seconds, be sure to ask sale info in the Open Loop Discord. Ask economy-related questions in hashtag NFT economy. We are still in early access launch. Things are ever evolving and ever improving, and we look forward to seeing you in the game. All right, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.